Hey, morning. Sarge coming at you with this morning message to my YouTube, Facebook, Threads, and the Gram folks, letting you know that it's a difference between courage, strength, faith, and stepping out there on our faith. You know, Sarge, those that's been around for a while know that Sarge and Coach does paralegal work for myself and for my clients, and the range may be everything from custody issues to estate planning, death benefits, life benefits, to criminal cases, civil cases, divorce, whatever. One thing about Sarge, if the client needs it, I'm gonna do the research and go forth accordingly. So anyway, one of my homies, he asked me, he called me the other day. He said, "Man, my nephew got in some trouble, and I had to call the best street lawyer I know." And it was funny, but he know I'm gonna go ahead and do the research and give him the real. One thing about Sarge, regardless of whom or what, I'm not going to touch it unless I feel like I got to win. I'm not just going to take your money. It's bigger than the money. I always say that moving into integrity is more important than getting the money. I've gotten the money when I was in the streets and I wasn't moving in integrity, and I took some L's. So I'm not striving to do that anymore, right? So anyway, the scenario is this. Yesterday I was in the court dealing with my own situation, lawsuits I got, a couple $1 million lawsuits I got. And what's funny thing is, I've been doing this a long time, right? Been blessed to be doing this a long time. And funny thing is, the judge, so those of you that don't know, let me walk it through. The judge denied my motion. So what happened was, I put in a motion against one of the companies that I'm filing against, and I put it in the wrong system. I put it in the email system versus a system that goes directly to the judge. And so, my mistake, the judge ruled against me. So I said, well, look, let me amend it. He ruled against me, but he said without prejudice, so that meant that I could always come back. So I said, well, look, instead of going back and filing the case again and starting over a year process or whatever, I looked up the rules and regulations and said, okay, you can amend the complaint and everything. So I amended the complaint and asked for a reconsideration. And then that was a month, right? I knew time is ticking, so in order to put in your notice of appeal, it's usually a month, 45 days after the judge rules on you. And so I knew I had time, so he was taking too long, so I filed an appeal on him. That means you go over that judge's head into the appeals court for another set of judges. And so this judge, the appeals court, said, well, look, he still got a rule on that motion. And I said, well, shoot, it's been 3-4 months. What am I supposed to do, force on the rule on the motion? So I went to the clerk, all praise be to the clerk, and she sent the email to him, and he said, oh, I don't think I can rule on it since it's in the appeals court. What? So hold up. You're telling me that you as a judge, that the motion was in your court before it went to appeals court, you can't rule on it versus having the appeals court remand, that means shoot it back down to your caseload saying you need to rule on this motion. Why you want them to have you rule on something when you could do it yourself? So it just was funny. So when I was talking to the clerk at the appeals court, the clerk said, what? She laughed too. I said, yeah, I've been doing this a while, and I ain't never seen the judge saying, oh, uh, I can't rule on a motion that's in my court because it's appeal. Yeah, right. Whatever. So that takes me to walking in faith. I've seen the win already, but I still got to do my due diligence. I still got to work towards that walk in faith, listening to the voices telling me how to file and everything, because nothing comes to a dreamer but a dream. But you put that work in with that faith without works won't be there. Sarge, love you.